Hi, this is James Sedley. Welcome back to the Living in Naples channel. While on my recent Scottish holiday, I had both a handful of Americans that I was traveling with and ran into, as well as a number of Scots and folks from other countries, asked me for my perspective on the real estate market, both in the States generally, but then invariably discussion turned to the local market in Southwest Florida. As regular viewers know, I provide a statistical breakdown at the beginning of each month on what occurred in the market in Naples and Marco Island for the prior month, along with a snapshot of where things stand at that point in time. Today, I want to go beyond those particular numbers to share my take on how I think prospective buyers in the Southwest Florida market should be approaching their real estate endeavors this fall, and why I think that. As always, thank you so much for tuning into the channel and for liking, subscribing, and sharing. If you're a regular viewer here on the channel, you know that I'm anything but a cheerleader for the real estate market at all times. It's, as I say, if you want a realtor that always thinks it's a good time to buy and expects you to make an offer quickly regardless of market conditions, because that's what's in their best interests, if not always yours, there are plenty of other agents out there for you to turn to. With that backdrop as context, though, I do think that the next few months present a very interesting buying opportunity for those of you out there that have been patiently watching and waiting on the sidelines. Looking at all closed sales across Naples and Marco over the past 4 months, for example, just over 55% of those properties closed at least a 5% discount off the original asking price. And just over 79% of all those sales closed at a figure below the original asking price at some level. So what those numbers are saying to me is that while overall asking prices haven't declined to anything even close to near pre-COVID levels, and we shouldn't expect them to, there is a new normal in the market, and sellers are realizing that the days of naming your price and waiting for bidding wars are well behind us. In that sort of environment, I think it is worth your time as a prospective buyer to make an offer on a home that catches your eye, even if you are thinking you would feel more comfortable if the price were 5 to 10% below the current asking price. Because I think that there is a bit of softness out there in the market that you can take advantage of right now. I think this is also a very good strategy now for 2 additional reasons beyond the recent aggregate sales data. First, we have a few months before season begins again in Southwest Florida, and that means there are fewer buyers out there now to compete with, and many sellers are likely anxious about lower levels of activity and interest that they're seeing on their listed properties. That may make them more receptive to the bird in hand offer now than they might be come winter or spring. And secondly, the macro headlines out there may be having a dampening effect on many sellers' psyches. High interest rates, more companies starting to tighten their work from home policies and require workers to come back, etc., are all overhanging news that argues against a return to a buyer frenzy. In the end, it all adds up to what I see again as a good time to be a buyer of Southwest Florida real estate. I hope this was helpful. As always, it would be my pleasure to speak with you one-on-one so that I can understand your specific situation and go beyond this kind of general advice and tailor to your particular needs and your particular timeline, etc. So please do reach out anytime. And until then, thanks again for liking, subscribing, and sharing, and I will see you in the next episode.